Alright, what is going on out there? As for myself, cruising through Illinois. This doesn't look like Illinois, but it is. It was like, well, we aren't that far south of Chicago or whatever, but it's sort of off west of Chicago on I-39. Just straight up windshield miles all day today. And something interesting happened to me. Yeah, when did that start? Yeah, it was like Wednesday morning to Monday morning. Basically, how I would explain it, I accidentally got off for like that whole time. And this is concerning to me because like today, right now, it's December 19th. So to me, that, what is that? Like 4 or 5 days? I don't know. You do the math. 5 days? Yeah, 5 days. That 5 days that I got off right there, I was really concerned how I was going to mess with my Hometime or whatever, because I didn't really have that much time even built up. So I was like, oh boy, are they just going to keep me out over Christmas and leave it at that? Like, just do a reset at home for Christmas or something? Like, that would work, but, it kind of suck a little bit. But evidently that's not the case. They're going to hold true to getting me home for Christmas and all that. But, yeah, I don't know how the hell this truck is making any money for the next... or for this, like, whole month. The whole month of December is shot for this truck. But, yeah, this was something that hadn't happened to me before. Now, keep in mind that I'm coming up on 2 years here. January 14th, that is the first day that I showed up for orientation to get my CDL for the company that I am at today. And in that 2 years, I have never had a period where they're like, it's just so slow, we don't have anything for you. And I don't even know what to chalk it up to, because there were some communication issues, some stuff that I did mess this stuff up, but, it was just a weird time period. Like, the whole time that I had off, I was, like, on edge. It was very strange. Like, every hour that passed was like, am I going to get a load right now and, have to go and run it, basically, until it got to the weekend. And then I was like, yeah, like, this whole week is shot. I'm not making any money this week. I'm going to the bar. Like, that's just how it went. And I was like, yeah, flatbed shut down for the weekend. It's over with. I'm just gonna go enjoy it now or whatever. But yeah, basically what happened. I'll start from the top here. I was doing, and I think I had made a video about this before, but I was doing this overnight run to Chicago and back. And this is a little further back in my videos or whatever, but I did it for 2 weeks a little while ago. This was summer, and now they wanted me to do it another 2 weeks this past week, or no, 2 weeks ago. Jeez, man, I'm throwing some weird numbers at you, but yeah, basically they wanted me to do that again, and so I was like, you know what, I don't really want to, but I will. Just to have good grace in the office or whatever, just handle that for you, because, sometimes people just need a little help, and I actually did get an actual confirmation of, hey, if you need a favor, I'm your guy. Like, that was nice to have. But, yeah, so they set me up on that, and then the first week was normal, and the second week, now this is where everything got all jacked up. The second week, I was meant to be training the guy that was taking over for me temporarily. So he's not staying on it the whole time, but I believe that he is still on it now. Yeah, most definitely. But for 2 days, I brought the guy down with me to Chicago and back just to show him like how things are done with that particular run, because it's kind of a tricky thing or whatever. I don't know. It took me that full first 2 weeks just to get the hang of it, like understand exactly what the day driver needed me to do. So I guess they wanted me to pass that along, which I tried to do to the best of my ability, but granted, your boy is not a trainer at all. So they were just like, yeah, this dude's gonna ride down with you, and I'm like, great. And so he came down, and I was like, this is kind of gonna be a good experiment for, if I would actually want to train. And this way I don't really have to waste people's time by going through the training program and, then realizing it's not for me. I can just kind of figure it out that way. That'd be kind of nice. So I did that. Figured out that I didn't like it. I like being by myself quite a bit. And I mean, cool enough dude. We have plenty to talk about and all that, but I just can't deal with another person for, what was it, like 12 hours a day? It's like, oh boy, I don't know. Like, it wasn't working for me. But, yeah, got out of there Wednesday morning, and I was like, okay, I don't know what's going to happen now, because the guy was taking over from that point on, and neither of us were very sure what was going to happen after that. If he was going to take it over, if I was just going to finish out the week, if we were just going to keep going down together or whatever. And, he had concerns about how he was going to even get paid for that. So it was like a very sticky situation. I was like, I don't know, dude. Like, I guess we're just going to have to figure it out. And it ended up that somehow I ended up getting porked in the whole situation. Ended up with like a little under 800 miles for the whole week, which accounts for no money at all, which sucks, but it is what it is. This week's a new week. And yeah, basically, when I was at home, they were like, hey, let's just get your DOT physical done, because you have to get that renewed every 2 years. And I was like, that sounds like a fair enough plan for me. When do you want to do it? And keep in mind that I was on a, wake up at like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and fall asleep at like, 5, 6, 7 in the morning, sort of a schedule. And my dispatcher sets me up with the DOT physical at 8:30 in the morning. And I was like, great, I don't really know what to do with this. So I pretty much just slept as hard as I possibly could for as long as I could on Tuesday, hoping that I would just be able to stay up all night and then, just sort of do it that way. Just stay up all night, go to that in the morning, and then pass out or whatever. And this is not what happened. Of course, I make it till about 7:30, and I'm like, I should probably get up and take a shower or something. That sounds kind of nice right now. And what happens next? I open my eyes, birds are chirping, it's sunny out, and I look at my watch, and it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And I'm like, great, I completely blew it. This is definitely not good. And relay this information to my dispatcher, who's basically just like, okay, I don't really know. We'll have to set up another one for tomorrow. And I'm pretty much sitting there like, I am so sorry that I missed this. Like, I understand that this is very important, and they're probably very busy around this time of year. So I was just profusely sorry that I missed this thing. I really didn't want to, but set me up for another one the next day. And then he got that done. Actually made it to that one, finally, only the second try. Shouldn't have been a second try, but it is what it is sometimes. And then I was like, what's going to happen? So nothing happened all of Thursday. And I was like, just kind of sitting around like, am I going to get something? Or, are we just going to sit around for a while? Like, I just had no idea what was going on. There was not really much communication going on either. I think I called them after my DOT physical, and they were like, yeah, we'll find you something. Just hold tight for now. We're just letting them know that you got all of that done. I'm like, okay, cool. Of course, nothing happens then, and nothing happened on Friday. And once nothing happened on Friday up until like 4 o'clock, I was like, I just can't believe that this whole week has been nothing but sitting around doing nothing. And this whole time my brain is going, you aren't supposed to be home right now. Like, what are you sitting in your basement for playing Rocket League? It was a very weird time. I don't know. I just did not understand what to do with myself. I basically just kept everything packed in my room. I did some shopping while I was home, and I was like, I might as well stay prepared to go just in case they get something. And they didn't get anything then. Friday, nothing. And once Friday happened, where nothing happened, I was like, you know what? There's a real good chance that I'm not getting anything for the entire weekend. So I guess we're headed to the bar. And, went and did that, enjoyed my time. And, nothing happened on Saturday. And I was like, it just felt so weird to be home when I was not supposed to be home, not really scheduled to be home. No one was really telling me, what the plan was or anything like that. So it was just a very awkward period. And then, Saturday, Sunday go past. Monday rolls around, and at this point, my brain is going insane from not being in the truck, because I'm supposed to be in the truck. I understand this. I know that I shouldn't be here because I need to build up home time for Christmas. And of course now all that is completely shot. Or at least that's what I'm thinking. And I woke up at 6:30 in the morning, waited until 7, and I was like, I texted my dispatcher and I was like, what is the plan? Like, are we gonna find something today? And I get no response. And I'm like, what in the world is going on? And, now I start thinking of the restriction that my company has, where basically they make it so when you're off duty, you and your dispatcher can only communicate through a chat so many times. The company that I work for has got an app that basically, I guess they know if you're on duty, off duty, whatever, and if too many messages are sent off duty, they basically just go, well, no more messages for you, and there's really no communication, and that's kind of how me and my dispatcher communicate. But eventually I got a call, and I'm like, oh, might as well pick this up, and he's like, are you like ready to go? And I'm like, yeah, I'm good to go. I've been good to go since, Thursday at noon. And he's like, oh, okay. And I'm like, oh, well, I sent you a message. Did you get any of those? And he's like, no, I didn't get any of those. And I'm like, oh, well, that explains a lot now. Sorry about that. I should have just called in. And of course, then I got a load to Indiana, and now this week has started. Should be home by Friday and sticking around until I don't think I'm going to stick around past Christmas very long. Probably the day after Christmas. I don't know. But yeah, I guess it kind of speaks volumes to the quality of company that I'm working for. It's kind of cool that they're going to be so lenient like that. It's kind of a weird way to run a business, but very nice of them at the end of the day. So yeah, that was my my weird week that I had of complete uncertainty, just total, unordinary, non-ordinary, I don't know. A completely strange week that it got me a little frustrated, and then, the I don't know, the caliber of company that I'm at, they were just like, we didn't really mean to screw that up or whatever, like, we should have thought about this beforehand or whatever, and I guess they're gonna make it right, which is kind of cool. I don't know. But yeah, that was a weird thing. That's really all I got about it. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, if that sort of thing happens to me again, I'll definitely be a calling in type of person. Like, hey, like, how are we looking? Like, I'm all good to go on my end, stuff like that. Usually I'm not the type of person that likes to get on the phone and talk to people, but, if it's got to be done, it's got to be done, I guess. It's a kind of expensive learning lesson, but I guess it was sort of meant to happen or whatever. But yeah, I'm going to keep cruising through Illinois, and hopefully I'll have a better week than I had last week. But yeah, I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye-bye.